Oscar was an angel, and he used to walk the streets, shouting out some prophecies at everyone he'd meet. He was a local fixture, like a cop out on a beat. Folks said he'd been shell-shocked long ago, and more than that, well, no one seemed to know. Oscar was a walker, at least 4 miles twice a day. The entire length of Main Street he'd be shouting all the way. And I had no idea where he'd heard the things he'd say, but he was not your normal voice of doom. It was a happy song sung slightly out of tune. And he'd say, everyone will die and go to heaven, and we will all be angels someday. And what you are in this world don't count for nothing, 'cause we are only children, we're just lost along the way. But we will all be angels someday. Well, I worked at the Rialto, I sold tickets at the door, and Oscar, he'd come by most every day about 4:30, and he'd pay to see some movie that he'd seen 10 times before. But mostly we'd just let him in for free, and he'd watch 5 minutes, then he'd come and talk to me. And he'd say, everyone will die and go to heaven, and we will all be angels someday. And what you are in this world don't count for nothing, for we are only children, we're just lost along the way. But we will all be angels someday. Well, it's going on 10 years now since I left my hometown, and I went back last summer for a week. I hung around, I looked out for Oscar, he was nowhere to be found. And someone said they finally had to commit him, and he died before they had time to forget him. Now I'm not about to argue Oscar's train to jump the track, but I'll bet my last dollar on a plain and simple fact. Oscar never said a word about me behind my back, and the way that I was raised to understand, well, that alone, it makes him the better man. And he'd say, everyone will die and go to heaven, and we will all be angels someday. And what you are in this world don't count for nothing, for we are only children, we're just lost along the way. But we will all be angels someday. Yeah, we will all be angels someday.